So my favorite thing about draft season is you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. PFF Steve over at Pro Football Focus, he did the damn thing, man. Haven't seen many mock drafts where the Vikings go quarterback at 12, where it would make sense. If you see one of the QBs available at 12 as your quarterback of the future, you should go for it. We are team BPA all damn day, right? But haven't seen it a lot. But he did it this time. We'll get into it. Number 1, Jaguars taking Aiden Hutchinson. Now, I don't know. I don't know if Hutchinson is going to go 1. I think they do go with an offensive lineman, whether it be Neal or Ekwonu. And I don't know, does this number 1 overall status have to do with the fact that Hutchinson has a PFF podcast? I don't know. Who really knows? But either way, elite player who's going to go top 2, maybe not 2. Number 2, Lions, Kyle Hamilton. Wow. So now, they could have gone with one of the offensive linemen, sure, even though they do have Decker as well as Penei Sewell. But Kyle Hamilton is that difference maker in the middle of the field. I don't care that he plays safety. It's going to be annoying as hell with Kyle Hamilton in the division for a long time. 3, Texans are just like, okay, bro, whatever. We'll pick up an offensive lineman, Laramie Tunsil. Might not be long for the job in Houston, and protecting Davis Mills long term, if he is going to be the guy, makes sense. 4, the Jets taking Kevin Thibodeau, where the question marks are there, but I think that he's going to test insane at the combine, and Rob Salah gets himself a premium edge rusher. 5, Giants, where you have to protect Daniel Jones. They do need some help along the offensive line, even though Andrew Thomas is coming along. Sticky Ike Ekwonu, getting him, putting him at right tackle, or maybe moving Thomas to right tackle and putting Ike at left tackle. Either way, they'll figure things out. Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. 6, Panthers taking Charles Cross, where he easily could go quarterback here in Carolina, depending on what happens in the offseason, because Sam Darnold is clearly not the guy, but Charles Cross is a physical freak, and him and Taylor Moton are a nice tackle pairing. Giants with their second first-round pick, taking Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. He's the first cornerback off the board, where I understand Sauce, but you're betting on the potential of Stingley. Hopefully he can pan out on some of that. Giants get a playmaker in the secondary. 8, Falcons. Ooh, interesting. So Trent McDuffie out of Washington, who I love, who 5'11", Antoine Winfield Sr., he goes before Sauce, which is a bit surprising, but McDuffie and A.J. Terrell, a really nice pairing at cornerback there for the Falcons. 9, Broncos. Now, you could easily see them going cornerback here, but they don't do it. George Karlaftis, the Greek freak. He's got power, heart, and hustle. He's a souped-up version of Derek Wolfe, who they had a couple years ago. Karlaftis coming in, getting pressure on the edge, and also being great against the run. Kicks off that defense and a new era in a great way. 10. So the Jets, Rob Salah already got himself a little bit of Kevin Thibodeau, and now he gets a second defensive piece in Sauce Gardner, where the Jets have been spoiled with some cornerback play. I'm not saying that Sauce Gardner is going to be a taller, longer Revis, but I'm also not saying that. That's how much I think about the man from Cincinnati. 11, Washington. Now, they still have their pick of the quarterbacks, but they don't go QB for some reason. They go Drake London, the wide receiver out of USC, power forward for Heineke, I guess, or whoever they pick up in free agency. Sure. 12. So the Vikings, it's an interesting spot where the top 3 corners are off the board. Offensive linemen are gone. Top 3 edge rushers are also gone too. So this is a realistic scenario where the Vikings have their pick of the quarterbacks. Linderbaum is still there chilling. There's a lot of talent on the board. Only one wide receiver is gone, but the Vikings picking and taking Malik Willis, Pride of Liberty, former Auburn transfer, and his dual threat ability as well as outstanding arm, just getting after it, where he is a modern day NFL quarterback. I think that maybe the Russell Wilson comparisons are a little bit too high, but you can see where he's coming from. He's got an amazing arm. He's not afraid to put the ball in play, as well as his mobility is really going to level up the offensive line. So I'm down for it, man. Where, hey, if the board breaks this perfectly and Malik Willis is there, they have their pick of all of the quarterbacks, go get it done. 13, the Browns keeping Garrett Wilson in state. They already traded they cut OBJ, probably going to lose Jarvis Landry, so yeah, makes sense. 14, the Ravens, Tyler Linderbaum, where I don't know. This isn't really syncing up, because you think of Ravens offensive linemen, you think about 350-pound mofos running a lot of gap, and Linderbaum is a zone heavy guy, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. 15, the Eagles with three first round picks. Jameson Williams. This is what you can do when you have 3 first round picks. Take a guy who may not even play his rookie year because of the torn ACL, but absolutely is going to be phenomenal long term. Devin Lloyd is going to be the new Jeremiah Trotter. Where I think he's got a slight edge over Nakobe Dean, and I love Nakobe Dean, just given his measurables. And also heart and hustle, absolutely got after it for the Utes. And then you got David Ojabo. I hate that draft for the Eagles. I hate it because it's so damn good. So you get Lloyd, you get Ojabo, and then you get the long-term greatness of Jameson Williams, who probably would have been a top 10 pick if he didn't get hurt. That sucks. 17, Chargers, Bernard Raymond coming out of Central Michigan. Now, a lot of people are down on Raymond because of the Senior Bowl. I think that he had some pluses out there. I think that he's going to blow up the combine as well. But getting Raymond, putting him at right tackle, opposite Rashawn Slater, protecting Justin Herbert a long time. Yes, 18 Saints, where they have their choice of all the quarterbacks except for Malik Willis. I'm surprised they don't go QB here, but Treylon Burks does make sense. Michael Thomas may be on the blocks, so they need some playmakers on the outside. David Ojabo, we talked about. 20 Steelers. Again, I don't know. Maybe they get a quarterback in free agency, but what do they want to do? Like, you can't keep. This is another mistake. Like the Steelers not keeping a very popular pick quarterback in the city. I mean, it happened with Marino in '83. Does it happen again with Kenny Pickett? I don't know. But Trevor Penning, another small school tackle who's really rising up, also really going to destroy the combine as well. 21, the Patriots pick up Chris Olave. They need some playmakers on the outside for Mac Jones. 22, again, Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. Now, they're reworking on rebuilding that secondary, and I think Booth on the outside with his length and ability does make sense. 23, Cardinals, Trevon Walker. I like this one, man. I like this pick where Trevon Walker, like he's not a one-for-one stylistically replacement for Chandler Jones, who could be leaving a free agency, but have him play some 5-tech, have him play on the edge. Trevon Walker is just a grown-ass man, just a guy who can get after it, man. Also can play a little bit of stand-up outside linebacker. He can be all over the place. Like, he could be... I don't know. As his career progresses, maybe he ends up being 300 pounds in winter, so he's like a Levon Kirkland sort of stand-up outside linebacker. You love it, man. Cowboys, Devontae Wyatt. So now you're tossing Devontae Wyatt in with Osa Odighizuwa, as well as the other pipe hitters that they have on the inside of that defensive line, just really getting after it for Dan Quinn and company. 25. So the Bills could go offensive line. They could go secondary here. They go cornerback here with Roger McCreary coming out of Auburn. Does make sense since they see themselves battling with the Chiefs and the Bengals consistently and probably the Chargers long term. So getting dudes who can be competent in coverage makes sense. 26, the Titans. This one is tailor-made. It's like hand in glove. The Titans need linebacker help. Nakobe Dean, he's undersized. He's got some Jonathan Vilma, Thomas Davis vibes. He's an absolute leader out there and makes plays. I love me some Nakobe Dean. Tampa Bay. So they're going to lose a Penn State wide receiver in Chris Godwin in free agency. So why not bring in another Penn State wide receiver in Jahan Dotson, where he's a guy who's also just going to show up and show it at the combine. And I love Dotson. I may put him even above both the Ohio State wide receivers in my book, but I mean, Dotson is a playmaker, and the Bucs are going to need some. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert's going to need receivers, man. And the Packers, I hate this pick because I love it so much. Jermaine Johnson coming on in, so he can be a power dude. He did great things at the Senior Bowl. Is going to do well at the Combine. So I think that he's really going to solidify himself as a first-round pick. Dolphins just keep hacking away at that offensive line. Kenyon Green coming on in. I think that he is the top guard in this class, even though it's a deep interior offensive line class, but it's not top-heavy outside of Linderbaum and I would say Green and maybe Zion Johnson. 30, Chiefs. They're going to be gutted in the secondary. Ward is probably leaving. Honey Badger's probably leaving. So Kyle Lamb coming out of Florida makes sense in this spot. 31, Bengals. Zion Johnson. Believe in him, man. So he played some tackle at Boston College, primarily played guard, but played some tackle 2 years ago. Also has some center flexibility. So I think that he's a great addition for the Super Bowl participants, protecting Joe Burrow. And then 32, the Lions had their choice of quarterbacks besides Malik Willis to go Sam Howell out of UNC, where Howell can be extremely good, but he has to have a lot of talent around him. I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think that if the Lions can get their offensive line going, having Ragnow back is really going to help. So it could be a really good spot for Howell, who could sit behind Goof for a year and then get going. Yeah, I like that pick. But the Vikings take a Malik Willis at 12. And remember, like we said, if the board breaks this way, where the the top 3 corners off the board, the top 3 edge rushers off the board, and a handful of the offensive linemen are gone, it really could be like that. It really could be like this. So Malik Willis, come on in, baby. I mean, how long have the Vikings fans been champing at the bit for a mobile quarterback? Even though we do have Kellen Mond. I mean, it's not like Kellen Mond is Drew Bledsoe in cement shoes out there, man, but whatever. But your thoughts on our thoughts. PFF Steve mocks Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty, to the Vikings at 12. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.